So today's another one of those kind of sort of big days. We don't have any small days because everything is so young and fruitful. So what we're doing today is receiving a large delivery of lumber to build. Oh, I should have done this. To build a building inside of a building. Well, a room inside of a room. This will be a clean room or an office, and we'll have storage up above it. I do not intend the building for storage. This is not to store stuff. If we need to store stuff, it needs to go away. The storage is where we can put stuff for short-term placement until use. Like, there's some, plexiglass or Lexan sheets. They need a place to go temporarily. I've got uses for them. I'm gonna repair some birdhouses with them. Just don't have time to do that right now. There's also some tools over here. Well, there's tools everywhere that I need to sort through. I don't have time to do that right now. There are some of those tools I need to clean up. I don't have time to do that right now. So I'm gonna put them away. I'm gonna bring them out when I have time. I'm gonna clean them up. And then the stuff that we don't, it's bright. The stuff that we don't have need for, we'll give away. I'm already offering some stuff up to folks and getting some of that stuff out of the way. Anyway, so that's what we're doing today. But first we have to clean up my mock placement of stuff and move the unorganized to an organized location. So as stated earlier, I have to clean up my mess. And what I had done behind that red toolbox, there's the rolling baker's rack that has the pegboard on it. I've got a ladder sitting up, and those were the extents of the wall, so we could judge the space inside of that to see if it was going to be large enough for the office slash clean room area. And I guess it was good enough because it was holding all of that stuff fairly well. Now it got moved to the far end of the shop, and that's lumber for another project. Hopefully I'll get to that project. And look, the lumber guy's here. He was early. I was about to walk out the door to go meet my buddy for lunch, and this guy showed up. And that load he puts right in the way of the door, so I can't even close the door at this point. So my buddy Tom shows up. And we started laying stuff out. There was a bit of a discussion here as to methodologies. Hence my debate on my design, because I'd only designed this up like 10 ways to Sunday. But Tom actually has experience, and we built a house and some other stuff for him. And so he's marking out where the wall studs go on the base plate. He did that for both of the short walls, and there they go. There's the repeat. And so the wall studs I was able to purchase at the proper length, to accounting for the top and bottom plate, so we didn't have to cut those down. Less waste. A little bit of savings on time. And since we are going to stand on top of this and store stuff on top of this, we are building it fairly sturdy. So those studs are on 16-inch centers. So there's the two end walls. All right, now here comes the back wall. This one's pretty simple. We'd already worked out all of the hard parts on the two end walls. And then this is the front wall. And that's where the door is going to go. And so there's us working out the door, the header. And we kind of laid this out the wrong way. We have to pick it up the more difficult manner. But you live and learn. Okay, so these are I can't remember all the terminology. I wanted to get the walls locked together so we could, start making it look like a room. And so that's the top plate, crown, something, I don't know. And so the the two side walls, the back wall get tied together, and there's the front wall gets tied in. And then lots and lots of nails. We check square there, and then nails, nails, more nails, more nails. Lots of nails. So 2x4 gets 2 nails into the, oh, here we go. The boards that we need next are on the bottom, so we have to unload all of the heavy stuff. 2x4s get 2 nails in each end, and the 2x6s get 3 nails in each end. So essentially you put a nail in for every inch of the width of the board. Okay, and so this is oriented strand board, 1/2 inch for the sheathing on the wall, and we get that far in, which you can't see, and we put it on the correct way. The piece that you see facing us is not correct. We left it there anyway. Trying to build in some rigidity, since we're going to leave the back wall naked until I get the electrical run through there and get spray foam in. Now we're working on the floor joist for the roof. That's 2x6 stuff. This was a little bit, we had a couple of oopsies and had to work through it. But once we got our rhythm down, it went fairly quick. Again, lots of nails. Each one of those boards gets 3 nails in each end. And here comes the heavy stuff. And I do mean heavy. That stuff was, oof. That's the 3/4 inch OSB, which is actually decking. It's tongue and groove. And you've got to put the tongue and grooves together, and we're debating on how to get it up there, and finally we just hump it up there, and there we go. So there's first 2 sheets, then we do an offset, and we got to cut a sheet down, and we'll put those on the ends. Again, for strength, you vary, like when you lay out bricks, you vary the placement so that everything's just not stacked straight on top of each other. You can see that the sun is starting to set. So all of this was accomplished in a day. And oh, that right there is, I blew up the nail gun. My nail gun. So he pulls his out, trying to fix it, and I'm looking at mine trying to figure out what's going on. That's the end of the day. So this is one of those duh moments that I forgot to show you what we finished. So we got it all framed up, all 4 walls. We sheathed up half a wall on the end, and this wall, obviously. We started just sheath this part just to make it a little more solid. And then we went ahead and put this piece on the end, so it'll be enclosed. There's the door. And we got the decking on it. Yay! So we can do some storage up there, have to build some shelves. And one of the last nails, I was nailing the decking down at the top. And pop, pop, pop. So I blew an O-ring in that one. It's kind of funny that I blew an O-ring in that one today, because my favorite stapler I tried to use a while back. I watched the O-rings just kind of shoot out the holes on the top as it was exhausting air. And then a nail gun that I brought back from Family Adventures. It was also missing O-rings. I bought rebuild kits for those 2. This one just broke, so I've got to get a rebuild kit for it. And then I can finish sheathing this up. Somebody was suggesting, actually my buddy Tom was here, he was suggesting that I really didn't want to drive screws in to get all this stuff. He said that would drive you crazy, because the nail gun was going really quick. So I kind of lied and said office, not an office. Not really a clean, it's going to be a clean space. But the nice fun thing is I get to call this the new studio. Now, it's not finished by any means. Got to get power to the walls. These are just temporary lights to see how much light I actually have. I like these. I can get them a little higher. And then we're gonna sheetrock the wall, we'll insulate and sheetrock the walls. And then this will be a pretty good size for doing videos. This is exciting. Gets a really nasty glare there. And really big shadow on my face. All temporary. 16 feet. 8 feet wide. Office slash clean space slash studio. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Too many hobbies, not enough time.
It's a theme song, y'all.